Are you a busy person? Do you have lots of different hobbies? Or maybe you just struggle to stay organised? If any of these things are true, then it can be kind of difficult to figure out where lucid dreaming fits into all of that. If you've got other priorities, or you have limited time, how exactly do you find the time and energy to commit to lucid dreaming? I've even had people say that because their time is limited, or because, lucid dreaming isn't their main hobby, that they feel like they just can't do it, that they feel like lucid dreaming is just not for them. And I want to argue that that is absolutely not true. And I think I myself am the prime example of this. If executive dysfunction was a person, it would be me. I really struggle to stay organised, and I jump from hobby to hobby, and my interest and motivation in things are all over the place. Sometimes I'm super hyped about something, and then the next week I just am completely disinterested in it. And that goes for everything, even the hobbies and interests that I'm most passionate about. My interest still fluctuates. Sometimes I'm super interested and hyper focused on a particular hobby, and then other times I'm just not really engaging with it much or at all. And believe it or not, that includes lucid dreaming. Sometimes lucid dreaming is pretty much my number one priority, and throughout the day I'm doing a ton of different things to try and ensure that I'm lucid every night, and my schedule for other activities is all arranged around the way that I'm lucid dreaming. And then there are other times where I just want to focus on other hobbies. I don't really want to focus on lucid dreaming. And that's okay, you don't have to be focused on lucid dreaming all the time, every day in, day out, if you want to get good at it. But I have managed to reach an advanced level of lucid dreaming. I've managed to have countless nights where I've had double-digit numbers of lucid dreams, in spite of the fact that I take breaks and that I don't always focus on it. In fact, I would even go as far as arguing that sometimes the breaks are actually helpful in the long run, because it renews your interest in lucid dreaming when you come back after a break. It feels as exciting as it did when you first started. So if you're like me and your interest varies over time, or maybe you're just very busy, maybe you have other hobbies and other priorities that you need to fit into your schedule and you're not sure how to fit lucid dreaming in there, well, let me share the strategy that I've used over the years. But before I do that, I would also like to remind you that I do have a complete book on lucid dreaming that you can check out called the Lucid Dream Book. Getting a copy of it also massively helps support the channel and allow me to keep making videos like this one. You can find a link in the top right hand corner or down in the description below. Anyway, onto that strategy. I've essentially divided up the different lucid dreaming techniques and activities. First comes the core. I want you to ask yourself this question right now. I want you to imagine that you're having a really bad day. You have zero energy. You have a ton of things on your schedule. You're focused on something that isn't lucid dreaming. And frankly, at this point in time, lucid dreaming isn't super interesting to you for whatever reason. Imagine what you would be able to do in terms of lucid dreaming practice with zero interest, zero energy, and zero time. This might be something as simple as keeping up your dream journal every morning. But for me, the answer was meditation. I want to be meditating every single day in, day out, regardless of how I feel, because I know that it makes me feel better. So it's something that I know that I can keep up with, even if I'm just not feeling lucid dreaming at the time, or if I'm super busy. I also know that meditation can start off super simple. If I'm not dedicating a set amount of time to meditation every day and I let it vary, then if I'm having a really bad day, then I can at least do, a couple of minutes of meditation or something. So even on my absolute worst days, it's never impossible to fit in meditation. So that is my core. That is the thing that I stick with no matter what. Every single day I meditate. Now it helps that meditation can also be a very effective lucid dreaming technique in itself anyway, so it is a great thing to keep doing every day. But for you, meditation might not be the right answer. You might feel that meditation is something that you need to be in a certain mood to do. You might find it a bit difficult to do if you're not in the mood for it. Maybe you find dream journaling easier, or maybe you find doing reality checks easier. Just pick one thing that you feel that you can consistently do every day, no matter how you're feeling, no matter how motivated you are, and no matter how much time that you have on your hands. Next, pick a simple technique or techniques. Something that you can do with relatively little motivation, relatively little energy, and relatively little time. But this is something that you're going to do a lot, but you don't necessarily have to commit to doing it every day like your core. And you might end up choosing the same option as me for this. I chose the intention technique and dream journaling. The intention technique is very, very simple. You simply intend to have a lucid dream. So I use this pretty much any time when I'm actually feeling like lucid dreaming. If I'm not feeling like lucid dreaming, then I don't do it. But if I am feeling like it, then I will do it because it's very little investment on my part. Then I want you to think about a technique that you can use when lucid dreaming is a priority for you. Now, it doesn't have to be your number one priority. It doesn't even have to be a high priority, but just when it is some kind of priority. Like you have thought, okay, you know what? It's the weekend. I've decided I'm going to do some lucid dreaming. I'm actually going to put some effort in. Decide on a technique that you would use here. For me, that's DEILD, and basically, when I wake up during the night, if I remember and I'm feeling like it, I'll perform DEILD. Simple as that. Finally, I want you to decide what you will do when lucid dreaming is a high priority. When lucid dreaming is one of the main things that you're thinking about at the moment, it's the thing that you want to make today about. Lucid dreaming is going to be your priority today. What would you do then? Now for this, you're probably going to include multiple techniques and also multiple things to choose from because you might not feel like doing the same techniques every day. So now for me personally, I do a little bit of everything, to be honest, but I will incorporate reality checks at this point. I will start doing wild, I'll start doing mild, I'll start doing visualization, I'll start doing dream incubation. I'll take far more detailed dream journal entries. I'll also often ramp up my teaching, doing more videos or opening up one-on-one coaching, as I find that teaching can actually benefit my own lucid dreaming experiences as well. But for this, I don't have just like a set list of things that I'm repeating every single time. For this, I have a lot more variety because when I'm really, really focused on lucid dreaming, there's a lot of things that I will be willing to do. And so I vary it up all of the time and put a little bit of everything in there. Now, you don't have to make these exact same divisions as me, but essentially think of how you can break down your lucid dreaming practice into the things that you do all of the time, the things that you do most of the time, the things that you do some of the time, and the things that you do every so often. That way, when your energy, your time, or your motivation vary, you can still be doing something to progress your lucid dreaming experience forward. This has worked for me over the years, and I'm confident that it will work for you too. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like more videos like this one, make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications so you can stay up to date when new videos come out. And if you want to keep watching, check out one of the videos on screen, go watch that, and I'll see you there soon. Take care and have some awesome lucid dreams.